This video doesn't even get the intro. We have had a couple of days to recover from the fucking this. Angel's still not happy with this. Anyway, so you all read this in the last episode, so we don't need to read this bit out. I focus on her pleasure and the sounds of her heavy panting and moaning fill up the room. My wonder is, where is Murari right now? Can she hear this? Fuyu's body falls limp on my mattress, and the only sound still reverberating throughout the room is her ragged breathing. Though her face is red and her hormones are likely still running amok, I've managed to satisfy Fuyu's urges, if only to... Stop looking at the door! Unbelievable. This has got to go closed. Because your Nana's going to be in her bedroom in a minute. So let's not have her listening to this. I thought that she might have been in heat, but I never expected Fuyu to come to me about it. Perhaps Fuyu has a better impression of me than I thought. Looking down at Fuyu's peaceful expression as she sleeps, I sigh one more time and resolve to help her out once again. Why? What? While Fuyu sleeps, I wipe down her body, get her dressed and roll her onto her back. I should be thankful she fell asleep when she did. I'm not sure I would have been able to hold back if we'd gone on much longer. So, we didn't do anything then? Okay. I then take my place beside her, close my eyes and try one more time to go to sleep.
Well, I wouldn't call it doing nothing. You did something.
Yeah, but only to her, apparently.
Yes, that's still doing something.
Damn, who am I kidding? There's no way I'm going to be able to sleep after that. This is going to be a long, long night. So, sorry. Be disappointed. You don't get the full description stuff. That's something that me and Angel will get when I download the 18 plus patch for this, but you lot aren't having it because that is not going to be YouTube friendly if that's what they put in the fucking normal version. In the days following my night together with Fuyu, I notice a clear change in her behaviour. While it's nothing as extreme as the night she crept into my bed, she's definitely not her usual self. Every day she follows me around acting like she has something she wants to say, yet never actually talking to me. Fuyu also steals glances at my face whenever we're eating or watching television, and it seems like she's been clinging to Murari less and less every day. While I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for her behaviour, the only event which ever comes to mind is the night Fuyu crept into my bed.
Are you sure you've eaten enough, Fuyu? You'd usually eat 3 times this much.
I love how she's got the the pouty face on.
Fuyu? Oh, princess. I am not hungry. I have already eaten my fill. Are you sure? There's still plenty left. Back to ignoring me, huh?
Fuyu continues to watch me out of the corner of her eye as Murari sighs in exasperation.
You've changed Fuyu more in a couple of nights than I would have thought possible in a lifetime, JC. What did you do to her exactly? Okay, that's a dangerous question.
You didn't hear anything?
With those ears? No.
Hey, don't look at me. If Fuyu's changed, it's her own doing.
Perhaps so. But even then, something must have happened to make her want to change herself. Did you? Oh! Well, I don't need to read that now, do I?
Yes, you do. Let's not go through this again. You know I will cover it up.
This one isn't that bad.
Just say it, woman.
Did you impregnate her? Yes.
I almost spit out the contents of my mouth as Murari takes me completely by surprise. Impregnate? You mean me impregnate Fuyu?
Yes. Did you?
Of course not.
Why not?
Why? I sit back down and take a few deep breaths as I try to calm down. That's what I'm having to do right now.
Fuyu is a woman of age. She has not yet taken a mate, and she appears to have taken a liking to you. I can see no reason for you to turn down her advances. Yeah, that's totally what we did. We totally turned her down the other night, definitely.
You make it all sound so simple.
Is it not simple?
What is this face she's pulling now?
She's like, wait, what? Say what?
Of course it isn't. I mean, Fuyu's just acting like this because she's in heat, right? What happens when she returns to normal and she realizes that she's thrown away something precious on the spur of the moment?
Ah, so you're concerned that Fuyu will no longer desire you once her hormones have settled down? I wouldn't worry about that.
Why shouldn't I? Of all the things weighing on my mind, that's a pretty big one. Smirking to herself, Murari turns to look at Fuyu. Following her eyes, I do the same thing. The moment I do, my eyes meet Fuyu's, and she hurriedly looks away.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. We don't just do it with whoever happens to be closest when our hormones flare up. If Fuyu has chosen you, then you can rest assured that her feelings will not change so easily. Our species mates for life, you know.
Oh.
So basically she's imprinted on you, that's what she's saying.
I think that's what you said yesterday, isn't it, when we were talking about this? Smiling from ear to ear, Murari happily clears the table as we finish eating. While she's doing that, I look over at Fuyu, who once again turns away in a panic the moment our eyes meet. Even if Murari says there's nothing to worry about, I should really do something about Fuyu's behaviour. If she doesn't like me, then I want her to at least be able to look me in the eye, and if she doesn't... What?
If she does, you read doesn't.
Did I? Yeah, they're right on top of each other, yeah. If she does like me, then I want her to at least be able to look me in the eye. If she doesn't, then we need to clear up this misunderstanding as soon as possible. Either way, the two of us are due for a serious talk. Uh-oh.
Ooh la la!
No, I think that comes next. Oh, now we're in the night. It's night now.
Now it's ooh la la.
Despite resolving myself to speak to Fuyu, the day quickly passes by without me being able to talk to her at all. Why? We're in the middle of nowhere with just these two girls here. How do you not have time to talk to her? Every time... Oh, here we go. Every time I try to speak to her, Fuyu either ducks behind the couch, hides behind Murari, or leaves the room. Okay, fine, alright.
She's shy.
I try to approach her many times, but no matter what I do, she refuses to talk to me. So much for having a serious discussion. I guess I'll just have to wait until Fuyu has calmed down before I try talking to her. Giving up for the day, I return to my bedroom.
Ooh la la!
As I go to walk through the door, however, I find someone standing in the way. Fuyu?
Yeah!
Is she JC chopping now? Fuyu chop! Fuyu jumps in fright as I call her name. Fuyu, what are you doing out here? Is there something you'd like to talk to me about? Fuyu says nothing as she stares at me, but it seems like she wants to say something. Perhaps it's a bit more privacy is a good idea. Would you like to go for a walk?
What?
Sorry, I'm just thinking she going giddy over the word walk. Fuyu opens her eyes and mouth wide as she stares at me in shock. The next moment, however...
Yes, I would.
To my surprise, Fuyu agrees to the walk. So we're going out at night then. She brushes past me and out the door and quickly descends down the stairs. Oh, so this has 2 floors, this house? This is the first thing we've heard of it? Better follow her. The air outside is crisp, but not to the point of being unpleasant. I figure I'm better off trying to talk to Fuyu out here. The outdoors seem to calm her. Beet red, yet smiling faintly, Fuyu walks in front of me. Without looking back at me even once, she Now me not being able to speak English properly is just getting stupid. She sits on the edge of a stump, fidgeting restlessly as she looks down at her fingers.
Thank you, because that word sounded very different when you started it.
I follow Fuyu over to the fallen tree, then take a seat right next to her.
JC?
You see, this is going to be awkward because now she's going to be talking like quietly and like friendly, whereas everything up till now you've been able to do like a quite aggressive sounding voice, but now this isn't what she's behaving.
Now I'm gonna just have to do my voice because I'm running out of voices. About the other night.
Yes, Fuyu?
What happened that night, it was all, you know, I only acted that way because of my biology and, you know, instincts made me do it or something.
Yeah, you're trying to convince yourself there more than me.
Yeah. So, don't go misunderstanding, okay? It's not as though I like you or want to be your mate or anything.
Stammering uncontrollably, uncontrollably, Fuyu eventually manages to squeeze out a few sentences.
Speaking of stammering...
Still looking down at her lap, she plays with her fingers as she speaks, desperate to avoid eye contact at all cost. Ah, so it was just a hormonal thing. No, it wasn't. No. That is... I don't care if this guy is denser than me. No. Phew, it's a good thing we stopped where we did. No. Relieved, but also a little bit disappointed, I smile and turn to Fuyu. That's what's been worrying you, huh? You thought I might take the other night's events the wrong way. Well, you can rest easy. I understand perfectly. You were just acting in accordance with your biological urges. Of course you don't feel anything for me.
You don't understand anything at all.
Huh?
I said you don't understand. I'm not just some slave to my body, you know. I have my own thoughts and free will. I wouldn't do that with someone just because my body told me to, okay?
No, I get that, but didn't you just say...
Ah, jeez, forget I said anything. This is why I can't stand you humans.
Jumping to her feet in a huff, Fuyu begins to leave the area. Confused and also somewhat worried about her, I stand up and follow after her. Fuyu, I get that you're feeling temperamental at the moment, but...
Shut up! You don't know a damn thing about how I feel. How could a human ever understand what my kind goes through?
Fuyu snaps at me the moment I catch up to her. Backing away defensively, Fuyu acts like a cornered prey as she creates distance between us.
No, it's not just you. Even the princess doesn't get it. None of you understand my feelings at all. None of you even try to understand. Why is Murari the only one who gets to be selfish? Why can't I take something for myself for once? Even here, away from the pack, I still can't have things my way.
Before I realise it, Fuyu's squabble with me has turned into an excuse for her to complain about her lot in life. Out in a forest with nobody but a single human being, Fuyu begins to vent her frustration.
Why? Why is it always her? Why is it that no matter what I do, I'm always living in her shadow? Even now, when it's just the three of us, I'm still nothing compared to her. She's jealous of Murari.
Fuyu, what are you talking about?
She thinks that you...
I don't know what life was like with your pack, but in my cabin, the two of you are equal.
Don't lie to me, JC. The princess got here first. She made herself useful, enamored herself with human culture. She even managed to steal your heart. Before I could so much as stake my claim, that girl took everything for herself.
My heart? What are you trying to say, Fuyu?
You don't need to hide it. I can see the way that you two look at each other. She's the reason why you don't want to be with me, isn't she?
What? Fuyu, Murari and I don't have that kind of relationship.
Like I believe that. You two have probably been doing lewd things this entire time behind my back, haven't you?
We have not. Mirari's a nice girl, and I do like her, but...
But what?
But you're the only one with whom I've ever done something like that, Fuyu. I knew that again.
Eh?
Fuyu's anger dissipates in an instant, replaced by confusion. Before she can regain her senses and deny my words, I take a seat on a log, prompting Fuyu to do the same. Ah, there you go. The lonely wolf girl just popped the achievement. I should have put the camera in on the other corner for this video, because the achievements have been popping on that side, and I've had to put them on the screen. She hesitates for a moment, then sits next to me, crossing her arms indignantly. Fuyu, I'm sorry about what I said before, but I didn't do it for the reason you're thinking. Humans aren't like half-wolves in that way. We don't mate for life or want to have kids with people we barely know. Humans tend to spend years with one another before talking about that kind of stuff, and even then it rarely works out. That's why I don't want to enter into that kind of relationship on a whim or as a consequence of you going into heat. It's not you, Fuyu. You've done nothing wrong, and if I were a more irresponsible person, I would have happily taken advantage of you. But I'm not like that. Taken in by my words, Fuyu sits quietly next to me. I place my hand on Fuyu's head and speak to her in a soft tone of voice. With a gentle smile on my face, I look down at her fondly. Fuyu, I've been alone for a long, long time, and just like you, I have no idea how to act around others. I closed off my heart, started pushing people away, and abandoned everyone and everything I ever cared about, all to start a new life out here on my own. But you know, in the short time you and Murari have been here, you've shown me how impossible my goal was from the very beginning. I was wrong to think I was better off alone. The time I've spent with the two of you have been the most fun I've had in years. And I think if you opened your heart, if you allowed someone else to see your true self for once, instead of getting defensive, you might feel the same way. I messed up Fuyu's hair slightly with my hand, then removed my hand from her head and leaned back. Even so, I know how hard it is to change. I also know what a big decision this is, and how great of an effect it will have on your life. That's why I won't make any careless promises, or leave you with a bunch of kids and then shrug it off like it isn't my problem. If you're serious about wanting a relationship with me, Fuyu, then you'll need to be patient. I need my partner to be someone who takes these matters as seriously as I do, and I won't give up everything on a whim. I need someone who shares the same ideals I do. Fuyu remains silent as she listens to my words. Other than expressing minor displeasure at having her hair ruffled, Fuyu remains attentive, barely changing her expression or breaking her concentration. When I finish speaking, Fuyu looks away with a serious expression on her face, still clinging to a modicum of defiance.
Insolent human. I already told you I don't want anything like that from you.
But you do, don't you?
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Fuyu pouts and continues to avoid eye contact. I take that as Fuyu signalling that she needs some alone time to think about everything I've just told her. Alright, I understand. I'm going to head back inside now. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Fuyu.
Wait.
Fuyu hurriedly stops me as I begin to stand, but immediately realises she has nothing in specific to say.
I don't mind if you want to stay a little while longer.
See, that's like your natural reaction. When something like that happens, your instant reaction, that's the honesty. She doesn't know what she was going to say, but she doesn't want you to go.
Just for a little while, and not to talk or anything.
We sit outside while Fuyu calms down. The night air is becoming chilly and we'll have to go back inside shortly. But for now, I'm content to just sit here with Fuyu. Surprisingly, Fuyu speaks up first.
Hey. You're really able to make a go of it out here on your own?
I guess.
So, if even someone like you can make it, I probably could too.
What are you saying, Fuyu? Do you want to become a lone wolf?
I don't know. I hadn't even considered the option until now. All my life I've been told to live for the pack and their rules, to serve Murari's family. But if someone had just told them that we didn't need to be like that, maybe things would be okay.
Do you resent her?
Murari? No. She's just as much a victim of circumstance as I am. She's been groomed from a young age to be the next pack leader. Though seeing her refuse to go back to the pack makes my blood boil.
Fuyu is silent again before speaking up once more.
Maybe I can even live here with you.
That's the last thing I expected you to say. I thought you didn't like human society.
Who said anything about human society? It can rot for all I care. I just mean that you're a lone wolf. You're living out here all on your own with no pack needed. Perhaps I could join you.
That kind of defeats the lone wolf aspect.
So? It's not like I'm asking you to be my mate or anything. Oh, we're back to that again, aren't we? I just mean if we were to live together as a cohabitation thing.
You know as well as I do that humans and half-humans living together is taboo. I'm sure it's the same in your pack as well.
We keep a wide berth from humans because you tend to treat us poorly. There's been too many stories about curious half-humans going into human cities and never being seen again.
So yeah, both sides have had the same stories because we were told our character went over that earlier, saying about how half-humans were.
Maybe it's just because they're happy together and then they have families together and then they don't go back. How about that? But if a human gained acceptance into the pack and contributed to the pack, then it wouldn't matter. And so far you have been pretty kind. Perhaps not all humans are bad.
Fuyu scratches her chin as she weighs on her realization. Smiling to myself, I decide it's time to head back inside the cabin. Fuyu follows me quietly, mulling to herself. Even if our conversation didn't head in the direction I'd planned, it seems Fuyu is starting to become more honest with herself, if only a little. At this rate, I think we'll be able to return to normality in no time.
That was all you said, but...
A few days have passed since Fuyu and I had our nighttime discussion. Given time to process what was said, both girls gradually return to their usual selves and we go back to how we were before our trip to the hot spring. Aside from the occasional sidelong glance, we've returned to our previous dynamic without incident.
Come on, princess, what's taking so long? Just pick a movie and put it in. I need another minute. I've narrowed my choice down to 2 tapes, but I'm having a hard time deciding on one. So watch one tonight and one tomorrow. It's not a big deal.
She's gonna say, but which?
Yeah, but JC, can we watch both of these tonight?
No, you pick one, Fuyu picks one. That's what we agreed on.
Aw, no fair.
Murari sulks as she goes back to deciding which movie she wants to watch tonight. Sheesh, Murari is acting more and more human by the day. I was right to worry about the negative impact of having the girls stay here. They seem to be getting just a little bit too used to human culture. At the rate things are going, they really won't be able to reintegrate back into their pack. I leave the girls alone and walk into the kitchen. I then turn the radio on to listen for any changes in the weather and any plans to have the paths cleared. I enjoy having these two here, but we really do need to get them home sooner rather than later. The longer they stay, the more difficult it's going to be on all of us when they inevitably leave. After listening to the radio for a short while, I turn it back off. With a smile on my lips, I return to the living room. Oh well, no use worrying about it when the paths are still blocked. Once a clear route back to the girls' den has surfaced, then we'll talk.
JC, I've reached a decision.
You have? About returning home?
Uh-huh. Tonight we'll watch the rest of the Grassland documentary, then tomorrow we'll watch this movie about the Man of Iron.
Is that just the copyright-free way of saying Iron Man?
I hope so.
Oh, you were talking about what will be... Alright, sounds good to me. Though I didn't pick you for a fan of... Yeah, it's Iron Man!
Yeah!
Oh, that's you.
Superheroes?
Yeah, that second movie you picked. It's about a person with a suit of high-tech armor who goes around fighting bad guys.
Yes! Oh, is that what it's about? I thought it was an educational film about blacksmiths.
Why would I even have something like that?
In that case, I'll pick something else.
No, we're watching Iron Man.
I'm not fond of violence.
Alright, you go do... Crunch. That was not a crunch, that was a... The fucking sound effects in this game are not on point. I look down at my feet as I hear a crunching sound from below. When I raise my foot, I notice numerous crumbs of food on the rug. Murari, I thought you'd already cleaned the living room today.
Oh yes, the food scraps on the floor. My apologies, I haven't yet started to sweep those up.
Sweep them up?
Yes, I will start shortly right after I have picked another movie.
No, you don't need to sweep anything up. With a rug, it will be too difficult. Haven't you ever heard of a vacuum cleaner?
Sure, like the noise.
Oh.
Vacuum cleaner?
Never mind, it'll be quicker to just show you how it works. Uh-oh.
Fuyu's gonna attack it.
Oh, she attacked my car.
Machinery is a bad idea.
I head into the storeroom and find the vacuum cleaner tucked away in the back corner. That is high quality right there. After making sure it's fully charged, I bring it back into the living room and turn it on and... Yeah, there it is!
Hey, called it!
Oh, well, there's another achievement just popped. I think I will bark at nothing now.
Arf, arf, arf! JC, be careful, that thing is!
You fucking called it.
Told you, I told
Murari
you.
walks backwards into the kitchen looking for a weapon to defend herself with. No, Murari, settle down. This machine is...
Ah, another one! And this one managed to get into the cabin.
Yay, my favourite music is back.
Oh my god.
I love this music. Hang on, you still haven't heard this. This is amazing. I love this music. And I want this as my wallpaper on
I've got that Eddie's joke in my head, you know, because she's got a pan and it's just like pang, 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 pang,
pang, pang, pang, pang. Anyway.
Quick, princess, behind me. I'll take it out. Fuyu, please be careful. Nobody has Jason cornered. If it feels threatened, it might attack him.
Oh, I love these two.
Not on my watch.
Girls, come on, not this again. I know the noise unsettles you, but it's just a machine. It won't hurt you.
That's what you said about the last one, and it swallowed you whole. I'm not taking any chances with this one.
Good grief. Pretend to
That one!
I actually kind of want
That one!
Fuck it. I feel a little bad about deceiving the girls, but... Whoa!
JC!
Watch out! It's going out of control!
Kia! Princess! Grr, you fiend! Get away from her!
God, it's a tough one! Fuyu, don't get any closer. The sight of women excites him.
Oh my god!
Fuyu turns bright red in the face. I don't even know what that word is.
What?
Contemptible. What the fuck? Some beast, get away from me. Just go with that.
Contemptible beast, get away from me!
Don't worry, I got this under control. Just a little more. Got it. Having cleaned the floor how I usually eat. Oh god. The moment I do, the noise stops and both wolf girls begin to relax.
Is it dead? Careful, princess. It may be lulling us into a false sense of security.
Oh god, I absolutely love this music, and this fucking picture is awesome.
Allow me to investigate. Oh, please turn it on.
I'm so I hope that's an option.
Oh, okay, be careful. Easy does it, easy. Now.
Hey, what are you? Stop that!
Chomp.
She just bite the fucking...
Yeah.
The moment Fuyu enters striking range, she lunges at the vacuum cleaner and sinks her teeth into it. Fuyu, stop that! You don't need to attack it. It's already dead, okay?
Are you sure, JC?
Yes, I'm sure. Stop biting it, Fuyu.
If you insist. It didn't taste very good anyway.
Fuyu the Wise Wolf! Yay, that achievement just popped. Oh god, this game is amazing.
I'm really glad you went for Fuyu. I like Fuyu.
Of course it didn't. It's plastic. Oh no, don't get rid of it. Patting herself on the back while enjoying praise from her princess, Fuyu leads Murari into the next room. Meanwhile, I assess the damage to the vacuum cleaner, which thankfully isn't as bad as it seemed. For crying out loud, how many times do I have to tell those girls? Maybe I should send them to the hot spring or something next time I want to use the vacuum or the truck. I mean, in a way, I guess it's good that they aren't completely used to life here. If they're going to rejoin their pack, then it's for the best that they don't get too comfortable here. But really, of all things, I wish they'd learn while they stayed here not attacking appliances is a pretty big one.
Could you imagine if she tried to attack a toaster or a whisk?
Grumbling to myself, I take the vacuum cleaner back to the storeroom and put it where I found it. Still, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if the girls got used to life here. I mean, I do want what's best for them, and I'm certain that what's best is for them to return to their pack. But even so, if, hypothetically, they couldn't return to their pack, then it's not like it would be the end of the world. Conflicted, I return to the living room. Oh well, I guess it's a needless concern, as long as the path is still blocked. Right now, we're all stuck together, whether we like it or...
Bang, 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 bang. Princess?
Oh,
Princess,
what
are
the
you there? I followed your scent to this cabin. Please, princess, if you're in there, answer me. A visitor? For me? And that voice?
It's going to be a mother, isn't it?
Princess. It is someone from our pack. They found a way through the snow. Ah, yes, that must be it. Quickly, let us see to her at once.
With a solemn look on her face, Murari walks over to the door. She then unlocks the door and begins to open it, at which point her facial expression changes immediately.
Princess! Oh my goodness. What happened to you? Was the trek over here truly so treacherous?
When the girls open the door, what awaits them is another wolf girl. Unlike Murari and Fuyu, however, the girl before them appears to be heavily injured.
No. The path is clear. There is no problem there.
Before the path...
Before the path was cleared, however.
The injured girl looks Murari in the eye as she speaks.
Princess, your mother. My mother? What about my mother? Is she okay? Princess, the avalanche which occurred during your absence injured many of us, myself included. For every one of us injured by the avalanche, however, 2 more were killed. Among those killed by the avalanche was your mother. The queen is dead? Oh no, no, no. My deepest apologies, Princess, but there is no time for you to grieve. After your mother's passing, you were presumed dead as well. In light of that, a challenge was made for the throne. A challenge? Who would dare? One of the surviving hunters. He took advantage of the confusion and loss of life to declare himself the new alpha male. If you don't hurry back, Princess, he truly will become the new leader, the new pack leader, and take from you what is rightfully yours.
The injured wolf girl barely remains standing, supported solely by desperation and anger.
Princess, did you hear that? We must leave at once. Mother. This is no time for mourning. If you wish to honor your mother's memory, then claim the throne she left to you. But I...
Don't even want the throne? Those words which Murari cannot say in front of her injured kin are transmitted to me directly as clear as day. What weighs on her mind is not the leadership of her pack, but the death of her beloved mother. Unfortunately, the other two wolf girls present are not about to give her the time to grieve.
Princess, please, you must return and take the throne. Too many of us have already been killed or injured. What we need now more than ever is the stability of the royal family's leadership. I agree, Princess. If we do not return now, who knows what fate will befall our pack. Take on the role left to you by your parents, Princess. Become our new leader. I understand what you're asking of me, I really do, but...
Avoiding the gazes of the two insistent wolf girls, Murari looks to me for help. Staring at me pleadingly, she appears to be on the brink of tears as she seeks my advice. Unfortunately for Murari, I agree with her clansman. You need to go, Murari.
JC?
This is your fight, Murari. It's for the future of your pack, which both of your parents died to protect. If you don't go, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
But I
stand directly in front of Murari and smile as I look down at her. It's okay, I'll look after your friend here. When you're done sorting out your pack business, I'll be right here waiting to hear the good news. So, leave, return to your pack. And then, when all of this is over, if you still want to come back and see me, I'll welcome you with open arms. I shift my gaze to Fuyu for a moment as I speak those final words. Quickly averting her eyes, Fuyu tries her best to conceal the blush on her face as she attempts to retain her serious expression.
Very well. I will go and fulfill my obligation.
Ooh. What do we do here?
It's more a question of what would Fuyu do.
I mean, Fuyu wants her to go back. So it'd be that one for that. But...
I mean, you could always reload it, but...
This is a sudden one, though. This has just popped up.
It depends, that must mean all of them. It doesn't help that it doesn't state the names. And that one just says, let Murari go.
Yeah.
So does that mean that she would go on her own, or would the others go with her?
I don't know.
And either way, you're still stuck with her friend, so they have to come back because her friend's there. But Fuyu would have to lead Murari back because she's her bodyguard.
We'll see what happens anyway.
That's the one you should go for. Let us make haste, Fuyu. Yes, Princess, at once. JC, before we go, if you would...
I'll take care of your friend. Hurry back safe and sound, okay?
Yes, I am in your debt, human.
Trying her best to remain as serious as the situation dictates, Fuyu leaves with a smile on her face as she hurries after Murari. Sparing only a fleeting glance as they depart, the two girls soon disappear from my sight, closing the cabin door behind them as they venture out into the snow. Phew, Murari finally worked up the courage to face her pack, huh? I guess she wasn't really left with much choice.
You say that with a smile on your face, but your tone does not match your words. Were you hoping they would stay here instead, human?
Reminded of my new guest's presence, I grab a first aid kit from the shelf and set it down in the living room table. I then motion for the wolf girl to sit down on the couch, which she does obediently. I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, I've enjoyed having the two of them around. It's been far more lively living with those two, and I've had fun. Be that as it may, I have no intention of stopping them from returning to their pack. The short time we've spent together isn't something over which I'd expect either of them to want to throw away their pack.
Huh. That is a surprisingly rational conclusion for a human. Ouch!
Ah, sorry, did that hurt?
No, it's fine. These bindings of cloth will aid the recovery process, will they not?
Yes, they will. They're called bandages. Are you familiar with human medicine?
I have used it before. As a hunter, I must adapt to situation's demand. When the only medicine on hand is that of humans, I will use it.
I see. Come to think of it, you're accepting my aid without much of a fight. Shouldn't you be a bit more wary of me? I kind of expected you to act more like Fuyu when she first came here.
There is no need for me to be wary.
As she says that, the wolf girl brings a single claw to my throat.
If you show any signs of hostility, I will kill you without a moment's hesitation. That sounds like Fuyu.
Ah, so that's it. I stand corrected. This girl is far more wary of me than Fuyu was.
Even if that was not the case, I see no reason not to trust you.
Oh? Is that so?
It is. After all, you have been taking care of the princess and Fuyu for all this time. What's more, both of these girls seem quite fond of you. Not just the kind-hearted princess, but even the hard-headed, human-hating Fuyu. If you bore us ill will, you would not be able to gain their trust to such a degree.
Ah, so that's it. It's been difficult at times living with those two, but I like to think that we all get along.
Yes, get along, as you say.
She can fucking smell it on Fuyu, can't she?
That reminds me of the final reason why I believe I can trust you with my care.
There's more? You've given this quite a lot of thought.
You should be thankful that I have. I usually kill human beings on sight.
So the other reason is?
The overpowering aroma.
Confused by the wolf girl's remark, I sniff my underarms.
Not you, fool. I am talking about Fuyu and the princess. I don't know which one you laid your hands on. Perhaps it was even both. All I know is that from the moment I walked in here, I've been assaulted by the smell of one or both of those girls' pheromones.
Pheromones? You don't mean... No, that's impossible. She was just in heat, that's all.
My nose doesn't lie, human. Whichever one of those girls accepted you as their mate, it is for the sake of their litter that I spared you.
Litter? Come on now. We haven't gone that far, you know. For everything that's happened since those girls came here, I assure you, I most certainly have not impregnated them. I sigh and shake my head as I finish applying bandages and disinfectant to the injured wolf girl's wounds. Alright, that ought to do it. Stay seated or lay down, your choice, just make sure to take it easy. You're welcome to stay here until you recover, as long as you don't start attacking my appliances!
I do not fully understand what you mean, but I shall accept your kindness nonetheless. You have my thanks once more, human.
Leaving the injured wolf girl's side for a moment, I return to the kitchen to take a breather. It hasn't really sunk in yet, but the reality of the situation is Murari and Fuyu are gone. Be it temporary or permanent, my wolf girl house guests have finally left. What a joke. I spent all of the time worrying about whether to let them stay or not, then in a matter of seconds they both disappear. I feel like an idiot for not thinking about all of this so much. I lean against the counter in the kitchen as the girls' faces come to mind. They vanished as quickly as they appeared, and now they're gone. I have no way of knowing if they'll ever come back. Will Murari become the new pack leader after all? Will Fuyu succeed in trying to keep her mischievous princess under control? Or will the coup succeed, leaving Murari without the responsibility she has been so desperately trying to avoid all this time? As the spectre of not knowing begins to loom over me, I turn my gaze towards the injured wolf girl in the next room. Although she's now bandaged up and looking much better than when she showed up, the girl is still clearly not well. At that moment I recall Fuyu's warning from the past, as well as the injured wolf girl's story. No, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Those girls know their pack far better than I do. If they left, even knowing what awaited them, then it can't be as bad as than what I'm imagining. Besides, even in the worst case scenario, it's not like Murari would fight the alpha male one-on-one.
Fuyu would, though.
Fuyu and the rest of the pack would back her up, I'm sure of it. Those girls are going to be just fine. I'm sure they'll be back here paying me a visit before I know it. Hours quickly turn into days as I await word of Murari and Fuyu's safety. Left behind, I spend my days living with their injured friend, facing constant reminders that I don't share with her the same relationship I did with Murari and Fuyu. Before I realise it, a week has passed and the injured girl is well enough to return to her pack. Just like that, I'm once again left on my own, kept company only by the silence I once craved. As time continues to pass, I'm left guessing as to the fate of my former guests. Murari and Fuyu do not show their faces before me again, nor does the injured wolf girl. Whether they're alive or dead, I have no way of knowing what has happened to them. Perhaps they perished at the hands of the new alpha male. Perhaps Murari took the throne, leaving herself and Fuyu with no time to pay me a visit. Whatever the case, I will never know the truth. Those two girls are gone, and in all likelihood, I will never see them again.
Aww,
Achievement Lone Wolf.
So we got a different ending.
I think
so
we
you
messed
can
something up.
You can
Yeah, I think we messed something
reload
up.
the save and ask them to stay.
Yeah, I'll get them to wait.
I don't think
so we'll
it'll
reload
be-
this, and we'll tell them
At
to
least
wait.
you've got the achievement now, though.
Yeah.
So that was
So that's
one
the
of
Lone
the
Wolf.
endings.
I'm guessing that's the bad ending.
That's
though.
the bad ending.
So
That's the you're all alone and sad. Let us.
hang on a second. I interrupt Murari's mid-sentence, causing the wolf girls to look at me in surprise. I know I said that you shouldn't leave, but I didn't mean right now. Stay here for tonight. Eat well, sleep well, and prepare yourself for what you'll soon be facing.
But I
place my index finger over Murari's lips as she tries to protest. You've almost died twice in the short time we've known one another, Murari. Please, don't tempt fate a third time. Make whatever preparations you need to tonight, then settle everything tomorrow. Would you do that for me, Murari?
All right, I understand. If you're the one asking me, JC, then I will do as you say. Now hold on just a minute there. We don't have time to play around here any longer. Even now our Kim must be...
You too, Fuyu.
Eh?
I placed my hand, which was resting on Murari's lips a moment ago, on Fuyu's shoulder. I know you feel like you need to go right this second without any delay, but please, think about this for a second. Your friend needs urgent care, and Murari has just learned of her mother's death. Do you really think that rushing headfirst into the action is the right thing to do?
Well, that is...
And of course, there's your own health to worry about as well, Fuyu.
Mine?
That's right. You're on edge, surprised and feeling restless. You're worried about your kin, but also your friends right here. If you go out there while your head is muddled, you're only going to wind up getting hurt. And the last thing I want is for you to end up in the same state as your friend here.
JC.
With slightly reddened cheeks, Fuyu opens her eyes wide and stares at me.
Ahem. Ha!
Fuyu jumps in surprise as her injured friend suddenly clears her throat.
Honestly, you two, you'd allow yourselves to be charmed by a human male so easily? I'm disappointed in you both, especially you, Fuyu. What happened to the cautious soldier who despised humans and claimed that they weren't to be trusted? Has this human male truly tamed you in such a short amount of time?
Murari and Fuyu both look down at their feet as their friend chides them. The injured wolf girl doesn't mince her words, nor does she display any joy on her face as she speaks. She truly is bewildered by the choices of her companions.
That being said, The human may have a point. Our opponent is formidable. If you go out there without a plan, you'll likely wind up rushing to your deaths. Before you leave, let me explain to you in depth what is going on and who you are up against. Yeah, this is right.
For the next couple of hours, the wolf girls talk to their friend while treating her wounds. Murari and Fuyu listen intently to the events that have transpired during their absence. From the search for Murari to the avalanche and the coup, all of the drama is recounted for the sake of the two girls.
Mother, I had no idea. While we were idling around here, our pack has been... Yes, I'm afraid things haven't been going well since your disappearance, Princess. Most of the problems we now face are the result of recent weather conditions. Be that as it may, the absence of a leader has naturally compounded the issue. I can't believe everyone fell to pieces the moment our leader perished. Functioning as a pack is great and all, but when did we all lose our sense of
Autonomy.
Autonomy? It's because I wasn't there. If I had just stayed put, then this would all...
Murari and Fuyu lament the state of their pack. With heavy hearts, they regret their absence in the pack's time of need and the consequences of their actions. Even if they weren't directly responsible for anything that has happened, they understand the impact of their decisions.
The one who's trying to take over. Does he have the support of the pack? Not especially. However, in a time where we've lost a great number of our members and everyone is frightened, a strong male presence is not to be underestimated. The pack needs a leader now more than ever. If this matter is left alone, it won't be long before he gains the pack's support. That is troublesome. When you say a strong male, do you mean... I meant that literally, yes. To be blunt, even if you both fought him at once, you wouldn't stand a chance. If you are to defeat him in combat, you must come up with a solid strategy. Set traps, lure him into thin ice, use weapons from this human's house, do whatever it takes. They could use your trap!
I was going to say, use the vacuum cleaner.
Or the frying pan.
Frying pans! Who knew, right?
Is fighting really the only way? Even if we do defeat him, it won't bring back those who have already been killed. No, but it will secure your position as pack leader and restore the pack's stability. Even so. Don't worry, Princess. You needn't lift a finger. I will take care of that traitor all by myself.
No.
Fuyu, I understand how you feel, but I don't think you should take this man on solo. In a battle to the death, one more set of hands can easily sway the outcome.
While the girls talk strategy, I head to the kitchen and start to make lunch. I try to focus on the task at hand, but for the most part I find myself deep in thought. Tormented by the reality of what my guests will soon face, I begin to feel like our time together is finally about to come to an end. Having those two leave my home was supposed to be what I wanted from the very beginning, and yet, rather than see them off with a smile on my face as I should have, I stopped them. Why? Why did I do that? Murari and Fuyu are going to return to their pack. They'll be reunited with their friends and family and resume their day-to-day lives. I'll return to my life of solitude. I won't need to take care of anyone else or show consideration for anyone else. I'll be able to live as I choose. This is what's best for everyone. I know it is. So why is it that I feel like I should get involved? As the day drags on, a solemn atmosphere fills the cabin. Fuyu, desperate to protect Murari, spends her time with their injured friend, thinking up ways to fight their common enemy. They look around the cabin for materials with which to fashion traps, talk about ways to rally the other wolves, and at all times seem to be taking the matter quite seriously. Murari, on the other hand, separates herself from the others and sulks on her own. No doubt haunted by the thought of her deceased mother, she remains silent, not saying or doing a thing as she mourns all by herself. While the girls do as they see fit, I try to give them as much space as I can. Contrary to how I feel, I do realise that this is a half-wolf matter and not something which a human should get involved in. As much as it pains me to see the gentle, kind-hearted wolf girls in this state, I won't butt into their affairs.
Hey, JC, can you come here for a second?
Sure, Fuyu. What's up?
I was just wondering if we could borrow some rope and a couple of pieces of wood.
To make a trap?
That's right. Can't make traps without materials, you know.
Take as much as you need. So...
Huh?
Was there anything else?
Oh, no, I just thought that maybe... Forget it, it's not important. I'll go back to planning now.
For reasons beyond my comprehension, Fuyu hesitates to leave my side. Red in the face, she regretfully returns to her injured companion's side, then shoots one more glance in my direction before returning to work. I thought Murari was the only one really shaken by all of this, but it seems Fuyu isn't quite herself yet. Are you really this dense? Is our character really this dense?
Sounds like you.
Maybe I should talk to Fuyu once she's finished planning everything out with her friend. This will likely be our last night under the same roof after all. I'd hate for anything important to be left unsaid. By the time Fuyu has finished making her preparations, night has already fallen. I start to cook dinner for the four of us, once again leaving the girls to their own devices. Surely enough, a short while later, I hear the pitter-patter of stealthy footsteps behind me. It won't be ready for another 30 minutes, Fuyu.
What? How did you...
Murari wouldn't try to sneak up on me like that, or eat half-cooked food for that matter. And the other girl is too injured to sneak around so quietly, so I figured it couldn't be her. I turn my head as I address Fuyu. While doing so, I finally realised something. Say, where are those two?
They've both gone in for a bath. Murari insisted that the wounds should be cleaned properly, so it seemed like they might be in there for a while.
Is that right? Well, whatever. I'm sure Murari could use a distraction right now.
Yes, perhaps so.
Returning to the task at hand, I turn away from Fuyu and continue chopping up the potatoes.
Hey, JC?
No, you can't have any until it's cooked.
That's not what I was going to ask.
Suddenly adopting a solemn tone of voice, Fuyu pinches the hem of my shirt.
JC, do you remember the night when I, imposed on you?
You mean when you went into heat?
What? No, I wasn't.
It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I know that isn't something you can control. So what about it?
If I came to you like that again, what would you do?
I place the knife in my hand down on the chopping board, then turn around to face Fuyu properly. When I do, I realise that Fuyu is fidgeting restlessly and her face is beet red. That's an unexpected question. I guess I could help you out again if you're okay with me being your partner. I don't know if we'd be able to do that though. With an extra person here, it might be difficult to do that undetected.
It doesn't have to be tonight.
Huh? I raise an eyebrow as I look down at Fuyu. But you're leaving tomorrow, aren't you? If not tonight, then...
I'm going to return here, okay? Once the princess and I have done what we need to do, I'm going to come back here, whether you want me here or not. We're going to do what we did last time. No, we'll go even further. Oh my god. Because, you know, I've already chosen you.
Chosen me? I don't understand. Chosen me for what?
Ah, jeez, can you figure it out properly?
No, this character is denser than me.
She's imprinted on you.
I am so dense. She had a crush on me for 5 years before I even realised. And I didn't even realise, someone else told me. This character is more dense than I am. Get off. Get off. Jesus Christ, even I can tell this. I mean, for fuck's sake.
This is why I can't stand humans. 'Cause they're so dense. I agree for you. Listen here, JC. Once the princess and I have fulfilled our duty, I'm going to come straight back here and we'll continue this conversation.
She called us by our name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the first time she's done that?
Yeah, it's usually Murari, isn't it?
Yeah, Murari's the one that uses our name. Fuyu just calls us human.
Human. You worthless human. Until then, wait for me, okay?
Before I can ask Fuyu to elaborate, she quietly slinks away. Fuyu returns to the couch a moment before her fellow wolf girls leave the bathroom, giving me no opportunity to probe any further. Until this incident comes to an end, all I can do is speculate. That being said, perhaps I'd be better off waiting for Fuyu to just tell me herself. Right now, going off what she said to me, it almost sounds like she wants me to become her mate.
Oh, now you get
fucking
it.
notice! Jesus.
Now you understand how I felt, yeah?
As the morning sun rises, the inhabitants of my cabin all wake up bright and early. Following breakfast, some last-minute planning, and a few concerned comments from the only human present, we all meet in the living room one more time.
I don't mean to rush you, princess, but if you are planning to lay traps before the confrontation, you best hurry. Time is of the essence. Your opponent will not wait for you to gather your wits. Yes, I know. We will leave momentarily. Fuyu, are you prepared to leave? Yes, princess. I am ready whenever you are. Excellent. In that case, we will not dally any further.
Smiling resolutely, Murari turns to face me.
JC.
Yes, Murari?
While it pains me to leave you like this, I promise that our parting will not be for long. The kindness you have shown me until now shall not be forgotten, nor will I ever regret the time we have spent together. As soon as I am able, I shall come back here to see you.
Of course. You're welcome anytime. The same goes for you, Fuyu. Don't be a stranger.
That goes without saying. We already promised to meet again after everything is settled, didn't we?
We sure did.
Well then, if nothing more needs to be said, I believe it is time for us to head off. We will be back as soon as we are able. However, should the worst happen...
Don't finish that sentence. You're both going to be fine. In fact, I'm sure you'll be back here pestering me in no time.
I do hope so.
Bowing her head respectfully, Murari turns around with a smile on her face. Fuyu, carrying some supplies I lent the girls, mimics Mirari's action, then follows straight after her. Murari opens the door, ushering Fuyu out first, then follows her out into the snow. A moment later, the door is shut, and all at once, silence consumes the cabin once more. Left in the company of the injured wolf girl, I find myself pacing restlessly around the cabin as time slowly passes by. Watching the clock, waiting for something to happen, praying that the girls will be okay. I can't bring myself to relax or to focus on anything unrelated to the wolf girl's plight. All I can do is curse my own inactivity as I worry about my former guests. Damn it, why am I getting so worked up over this? The girls are going to be fine. They have planned their attack carefully, and the traitor has no idea they're coming for him. They have my map, some crude traps they made, and probably even the support of those who followed Murari's parents. This should all be a walk in the park. So why do I...
Oh, for goodness sake, just go already.
I almost jump in surprise as my remaining guest suddenly piped up. Excuse me?
You heard me. You've been pacing around with that worried look on your face ever since those two left. If you're just going to spend the entire time worrying about them, why don't you chase after them? They should still be setting up, assuming they've even arrived yet. If you hurry, you should be able to catch up to them.
I shake my head and sigh. I can't do that. This is a half-wolf matter. A human like myself shouldn't get involved.
Oh, please. It's a little late to be saying
She's going to go over
now.
the pheromones thing again, isn't she?
You're already involved, whether you like it or not.
The injured wolf girl sits up on the couch and looks directly into my eyes.
I don't know what's gone on between the three of you in this cabin, but the smell of pheromones coming from those girls is overwhelming. Even if they won't admit it, I'm sure that at least one of them has their eyes set on you. As soon as you take one of them as your mate, you'll be part of our pack anyway.
My eyes open wide as the wolf girl's words begin to register. Despite my insistence that I'm unrelated to this pack business and that I should keep my nose out of their affairs, it seems that the girls do not feel the same way. Take one of them as my mate? It couldn't be, could it? What Fuyu was saying last night about her choosing me. No way.
It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Why not end your suffering and go after them? I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. Besides,
The wolf girl's eyes suddenly narrow.
they're going to need all the help they can get.
They what? What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said. We made all of the preparations we could in a short amount of time, but I doubt that it'll be enough. If it comes down to a direct confrontation between those two and the traitor, they will without a doubt be slaughtered.
Slaughtered? No, but Murari's the rightful heir, isn't she? Surely he'll give up, or the other members of the pack will help them.
I wouldn't count on that. The second he sees the princess, he will kill her, no matter who is around to witness such an act. Our pack responds to strength above all else. If the princess cannot defeat a potential usurper, then she will not be accepted anyway.
No way. I thought facing that guy was a last resort, not a necessity. If those two have to fight him by themselves, they'll be... Without another moment of thought, I run towards the storeroom and grab my axe. In response to my sudden action, the injured wolf girl smiles at me sincerely for the first time.
Best of luck, human. Go and protect your mate, no matter what hardship lies in your wake.
Without sparing a moment to respond to the wolf girl's words, I nod absent-mindedly and rush out of the living room. I'm aware this episode's going to go on for longer than usual, but this is the end of the part, so...
There's
this is
no
the end of,
good
This
place
is the
to
end
cut it.
of Fuyu's route, so we might as well finish it, and then we'll start on Murari's in the next one, because I do want to do both endings on camera, but there's literally... Because I have a feeling if we stopped and went on for another part of this, that it would then... Like, it would be too short of an episode. So I'd rather do a longer one and not break the flow.
And there's no good way to cut it.
Yeah, you
and
can't cut this. Like, I mean, if it was a TV show, they'd cut it here with us leaving. But no, I'd rather just get it done and finished, because it's actually getting really interesting now.
In the next episode.
Alright, so... I jump into my truck, placing my axe on my lap and start the engine. Before the injured girl can react to the noise of the... Yes, my favourite music again! I drive out into the snow, throwing caution to the wind as I follow the path Fuyu once led me down. Alright, this should be it. If I recall, the path up here is where there was once a pile of snow blocking the path. There is now level ground. Whether someone cleared it out or nature has simply taken its course, I don't know. All I care about is the fact that I can keep driving right into the den of Fuyu and Murari. Wait for me, girls. I'm coming. I continue to drive through the snow, no longer sure of which direction I'm supposed to be heading. Having never gone this far around the mountain before, I have no way of knowing if I'm heading towards the girls' den or in the complete opposite direction. Damn it! What did the map say again? I knew I should have kept it in the truck. Just as frustration threatens to take over, I notice something in the distance. A few figures are moving around in the snow. Two of them are quickly circling one another while the third takes distance. As I grow closer, I recognize two of the figures. Fuyu! Murari! And that must be... I clutch the axe resting on my lap as I focus on the third party. Facing off against Fuyu is a large creature, more wolf than man, easily several times her size. Jesus.
Shit.
Fuyu is fighting but clearly tired. Against the giant towering over her, she doesn't stand a chance. Shit. I love that. Rather than slow down, I press my foot against the accelerator even harder than before. My truck increases in... We're just going to run him over, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, they're scared of your truck anyway.
Yeah.
I was just going to say threaten him with the truck.
He will try to, like, fight it.
But he won't win. We've got a
Murari
truck.
and Fuyu will run at... Well, Murari will go looking for a frying pan again.
Yeah.
I rapidly approach my target. Fuyu, jump!
What?
Yeah. Jumping out of the way just in time, Fuyu narrowly avoids being hit by my truck. Her opponent, however, is not so lucky. Shit, I'm losing control of the wheel. Damn it all!
You just run over like a 10-foot
Yeah.
tall person thing.
It's a werewolf.
Yes.
Without a moment to spare, I undo my seatbelt, grab my axe, and bail out of the truck.
You've just run over Warwick.
Jesus Christ! If he actually comes out with a fucking cyborg arm, I'm leaving. A few seconds later, the truck swerves off the side of the mountain, descending who knows how many miles before meeting its untimely demise.
JC, why? How did you?
Talk later. I hit him pretty hard, but I don't think it'll be enough to kill that bastard. As if responding to my words, I feel a presence manifest behind me. I turn around, swinging my axe wildly, hoping to nail the wolf in the head. Unfortunately, my luck appears to have run out. Is that supposed to be him howling? Is that what that's supposed to be? Human filth! My axe strikes the wolf in what I assume to be his ribcage.
Oh, ouch!
Unfortunately, my attack only serves to enrage the beast.
Yeah, it's Warwick.
Yeah, blood. The next moment, he swipes his mighty claws sideways, ripping the axe from my hands.
Oh!
Before I can so much as reach for my weapon, the wolf pounces on me, pinning me to the ground. Die, human! Ah! Well, that's not really what was said there, was it? It was just, ah. My eyes widen as the wolf raises its claw. Pinned to the ground with no hope of escape, I watch in terror as the lumbering, razor-sharp appendage is swung down.
Gonna be like,
with more weight and precision behind it than I would dare to imagine, time appears to slow to a halt as death beckons to me all too soon.
Get away from my mate!
Gah, stupid little! Come here!
Gah. Princess! You'll pay for that, traitor!
The moment I resign myself to death, I open my eyes to find an unbelievable sight. Despite the difference in their size and the sheer hopelessness of our situation, Murari and Fuyu are desperately fighting off the alpha male. You girls, what are you doing? You should have taken the opportunity to run away.
And leave you here to die over my dead body.
That's exactly my point. We're outmatched. There's no way we can win. But if you two had fled, you could have at least saved yourself.
You're one to talk. Why did you come here? You should have just stayed in your cabin and treated that girl. Why did you have to meddle in our affairs?
Why? I rise to my feet, grabbing my axe as I do. Isn't it obvious? I came to save my mate. That was a fucking key! The stupid sound effects. The human again! Die, you miserable piece of...
Whack.
With the two wolf girls. I love how I'm getting more into doing the alpha's voice than I am in doing anything else in this. I like doing Warwick's voice from League though, that's why I'm doing it. The two wolf girls holding our opponent back. I land two clear, heavy blows straight to the alpha male's head.
Ouch!
It isn't enough to... Jesus Christ! What the fuck is this guy made of?
It's Warwick, I've told you! He's a pain!
But for the first time since the girls engaged him, he appears to be weakening. Unfortunately, his strength is still too much for the girls to bear. The two of them are tossed about as though they are weightless, using all of their strength to merely hang off the wolf's limbs as he moves about.
You know, this is what happens when you Warwick mains camp bot lane and attack the support. It's not fair. And this is your comeuppance. This is what happens. Okay?
Pain spreads on the girls' faces. They won't last much longer. You bastard! Take your hands off her! That was a correct sound effect. Hey! You worthless! That was water! I strike the wolf again and again, ignoring every warning my body gives me as I push myself far beyond my limits. My axe splinters but remains in one piece, even as it collides with the wolf's thick skull. It somehow avoids destruction. Only good for one more strike. I raise the axe over my head and put an end to the fight once and for all. Not so tough now, are you? Barely able to stand, I limp over to the unconscious wolf's ragged body. Wielding half a wooden axe, which is now only good for stabbing prey with the broken end, I bring my weapon to the wolf's face.
JC, stop. Please, that's enough. The princess is right. JC, lower your weapon. The pack will take care of the rest.
Turning to face the girls, I regrettably drop my weapon. Even if I wanted to finish our opponent off, the truth is, I don't have the strength.
JC, I can't believe you. How could you follow us here, even knowing what dangers might await?
Oh, the music's building. Be it the loss of blood, my overwhelming exhaustion, or a rare chink in the wall around my heart, I respond thusly. How could I not come when my mate was in danger?
What? What are you? It is true that I said something like that, maybe in the heat of the moment, but that...
You're the only one, Fuyu. I told you that already. Fuyu's face turns bright red as I make her remember the night she came to me.
Just for that, you came out here in search of me? You fought that monster? You put your life in danger? How could you do something so reckless and stupid for a reason like that?
Fuyu makes her way over to my side and immediately punches me in the chest.
Idiot! You stupid human! Baka! I can't believe you. What kind of fool would do a thing like that for someone like me? You're so...
Fuyu continues to strike me, but as tears begin to spill from her eyes, her punches seem to lose all strength. That's what you do. Before long, her punches stop completely. Instead, she tightly grasps the front of my shirt, quietly sobbing into my chest.
Idiot. I hate you so much.
I know, Fuyu. I know. Enduring Fuyu's dishonesty, I wrap my arms around her. No matter what she says, it's clear that above all, what Fuyu feels is relief. Together, we have fought and won. No amount of sass is going to change that. While their pack carts off the alpha male, Murari, Fuyu and I take our leave. We slowly trudge through the snow, heading back to my cabin with clear exhaustion and relief painted all over our faces. Finally, it's over. When we return to our cabin, Murari takes it upon herself to nurse her injured friend. She tells the injured girl of everything that happened, including the many embarrassing things that were said. Thankfully, by the time she gets to that part, I have already left the room. And so has Fuyu. So, here we are again. I'm going to ask this once just to make sure, but are you really okay with this?
I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. Stupid JC.
Fuyu tries her best not to smile as she nervously walks over to my bed. Okay.
No.
This isn't going to be fully descriptive, I don't think.
I hope not.
Despite her words, I can see Fuyu's tail wagging as she walks and the lingering threat of a smile attempting to form on her lips. Fuyu, I know this is hard for you, but you don't need to keep your guard raised around me anymore. That's no way to enter into a relationship.
Relation? What are you talking about? Who would want to enter a relationship with you?
You do, Fuyu. The moment I said the word relationship, your tail started wagging like crazy, and you finally broke out into a smile.
No. That was a mistake. My body is, you know.
Honest? Just chuckling to myself, I sit beside Fuyu. You know, Fuyu, I have no intention of forcing you to do anything. If you can say to me honestly that you have no desire to go any further than this, then I won't press the matter. But, you know. I wrap my arm around Fuyu's waist, causing her to jump in fright. Despite her anxiety, however, Fuyu does not pull away from me. Fuyu, when you screamed at that wolf earlier, telling him to get away from my mate, I was overjoyed. Not only that, you immediately thrust yourself into danger, trying desperately to keep him from harming me. Your words may be harsh sometimes, Fuyu, but I can see how deeply you care for others. And of course, if you'll still take me, I would very much like to be one of those loved ones whom you hold dear.
You're reading too much into this.
She's so stubborn.
I was just trying to protect the princess, that's all. When I called you my mate, I wasn't thinking straight. It was the heat of the moment, and,
Was it really? Fuyu lets out a faint whimper as I draw my face closer to hers. Blushing furiously, she casts her gaze downward, desperate to avoid making eye contact. You know, Fuyu, when I was speaking to your injured friend earlier, she told me that she was overwhelmed the moment she walked into this cabin. Apparently, either you or Murari have been excreting pheromones like crazy. Do you know anything about that? Further lowering her head, Fuyu hides her face the best she can.
How would I know something like that? I didn't smell any stupid pheromones.
Because you're the one giving them off. Really?
Yes, really.
I see. I let out a sigh, after which a smile immediately forms on my face. If you can't smell them, then they must be yours after all, Fuyu.
What?
Yeah! Fuyu raises her face, unveiling to me an expression of utter shock.
How could that be possible? Why would I be releasing What?
Fuyu lets out a cute yelp as I place my hand on her thigh. Give up the act, Fuyu. You can't decide your mate. Deceive your mate, rather. I suppose it's decide what?
There you go again, calling yourself my mate so brazenly.
You started it, Fuyu. It was only for a short while, but for a moment there, you finally showed me your honest side. Now, would you show it to me one more time? I place my free hand on Fuyu's face and guide her towards me, making her look me in the eye once more. I like you, Fuyu. I think that we have a lot in common despite our different upbringings. You, who defends your heart desperately, and me, a loner who once abandoned everyone and everything he held dear. Maybe it's because we've both taken similar paths in life, but I feel that in the short time that we've been together, we've grown closer than I thought I'd ever become with someone else ever again. Still holding Fuyu's cheek in my hand, I slowly bring my face closer to hers. Fuyu, I want to stay with you, whether it's here in this cabin, back in your den, or anywhere else. But at the same time, I have no intention of living with someone who doesn't return my feelings, much less starting a family with them. So, I'm leaving the choice up to you. If you're willing to take a chance on me and open your heart for once, then I will do the same. If not, all you have to do is leave, and I won't pursue this matter any further. Fuyu remains silent for a while. Neither speaking nor getting up to leave, she sits on the spot unmoving, staring into my eyes. Seeing this, I don't try to rush her. This is an important decision, and it isn't one that people like us can make easily. Whatever conclusion she comes to, I will honour it.
JC, I like you too.
You do?
I don't know about, cooking or cleaning or having children or any of that stuff the princess has studied, but if you're sure about this, about me, then...
I bring my face closer and plant a short, soft kiss on Fuyu's cheek. I'm sure.
Then...
Fuyu goes to turn away, then stops herself. As hard as this is for her, she tries her best to continue making eye contact with me.
JC, like I said, I don't really know about this stuff, so if you would,
Yeah, I understand. Leave it all to me. Oh!
Well then.
Okay. Kissing Fuyu once more, this time on the lips, I gently lower her body onto the bed. Positioning myself... God, here we go.
I am not reading any of this.
I'm the one that has to read the description, so you can read whatever she says in this. Oh. Oops. Everything's messing up. Messing everything up now. Positioning myself above her, I kiss her over and over again, taking my time as Fuyu gradually adjusts herself to the situation. No matter how long I wait, however, Fuyu's heart rate does not slow down, and neither does mine. Also, can I just point out, this is a completely different bra than she was wearing before.
This is because of the 18 plus
there is an
version.
18 plus version, which obviously I can't show you.
You
I don't even have it. I will be getting it, obviously.
You can tell because it's like Honey Pop, when you have the option
you can have the things in, but they're actually done
but you can
with
see
detail.
that
But
this isn't usually there
yeah,
because
and also
of the way
you can.
on.
There's no point pointing at the screen. You can see that her underwear is like so lack of detail. no, it looks like photoshopped on there. Anyway, Fuyu, tell me if I'm going too fast or if I hurt you or anything, okay? I've never done this before either, so I might make a few mistakes. Hearing my confession, a look of joy appears on Fuyu's face. Knowing that this is my first time too, Fuyu is finally able to calm down, if only slightly.
Yeah, I understand.
Have you noticed she's crying as well?
Bless her. Just be gentle, okay?
Without saying a word, I nod my head, then kiss Fuyu on the lips one more time. Mutually confirming our feelings for one another, we fall back on the bed in a passionate embrace. We spend the night together, lost in each other. Yeah, this I have a feeling the 18 plus has more, because it specifically says that there's gender specific close-ups. In the time since Fuyu and I first became intimate, our daily lives have undergone a number of drastic changes. With the blessing of the new pack leader, Murari, as well as Fuyu's parents, the two of us have been staying primarily in my cabin. We've been living alone in my cabin together while routinely visiting the pack, mostly for the sake of supporting Murari in her new role. As time has marched on, however, we found ourselves returning to the pack less and less. Not because we've severed ties with them. If anything, my place within the pack has only grown stronger as time has gone on. Now, I think I know what's about to come because I've had spoilers on this while looking for stuff for the thumbnails, and I'm so pissed off. And if I'm right, I'll explain why. Rather, the reason we've been moving about less frequently lately is one which Murari and Fuyu's parents understand and support wholeheartedly. Namely, there it is. Yeah.
I knew that this was going to happen. I think you may get this with
There it is,
both.
wolf children. To raise our children. Now, I was looking around and I was trying to find stuff, and then this friggin' image popped up. I wasn't looking for anything to do with this. Also, the Steam page is a dick. And for some reason, while the achievements come up as hidden achievements in the when you look at it normally, for some reason, when you go onto the Steam page in another way, they're all listed. And for some reason, the Wolf Children achievement that's just popped, that was at the top of the list. There's one other secret achievement, I don't know what it is, and I think, I don't know, but I think it might be sending Murari back as princess, but not staying with her, or maybe staying with her and leading the pack with her. I don't know. It's obviously something specifically related to Murari, otherwise I imagine it would have popped now. It's still very annoying when shit gets spoiled. And I don't care how unpopular this opinion is, but I personally feel that people who spoil shit are worse than Hitler. I hate spoilers. And if I accidentally spoil things for someone else, I feel so guilty about it.
Well, that's a bit of a drastic comparison, though.
No, it's not.
You're worse than the stupid flesh golem that got stuck in the wall on my Dragon Age, and it took me an hour to bash it out of the wall and finish my game, okay?
Okay, that needs a video in itself, just Angel ranting about glitches in Dragon Age. Anyway, let's finish this off. We're getting distracted. These are adorable. So we've got, what... I see 4. I think there's a 5th one down here, though.
Yeah, you can just see
you see the ears down here by the save bits.
Hey, there's no need for that. Look, there's plenty for everyone, okay? Grr. I said stop that.
That's this one down here, isn't it?
If you two start fighting again, so help me all.
Whoa, easy there, you 3. Wait, 3? What the oh, it's just... Why is...
It's those 3 that are arguing.
What seems to be the problem here?
Ah, dear. They're fighting over breakfast again.
Seriously? I thought I made enough for everyone.
You did. It isn't the quantity that matters. They each want what the other one has.
Jeesh, aren't they a bit too young for sibling rivalry? They can't even talk yet. They shouldn't be fighting.
Tell me about it.
Fuyu picks up 2 of our cubs, one in each hand, in order to separate them.
Now you two listen up. If you don't stop fighting, Mama isn't gonna feed either of you.
Despite her tender, loving tone of voice, Fuyu's threat is both real and terrifying. What kind of mother threatens not to feed her children? Contrary to her words, I know that Fuyu won't do anything to harm our children. She's been enamored with them from the moment she first found out she was pregnant, and that love has only continued to grow ever since. No matter how much chaos they cause and how many sleepless nights they give us, they're still our beloved children. And we wouldn't trade this life away for anything. What is it for you?
I love you, JC.
Heart filled with warmth, I gently kiss her forehead. I love you too. And that's it.
Yay!
That's the end. So, adorable ending. Just wish that I hadn't had it spoiled for me. It's so annoying. I mean, it's not the biggest, like, oh my god, wasn't expecting that, because it's not something that you wouldn't expect, but it's not something that's always in these kind of things. Like, they don't always put that part of the lives into the end of the game. Or, like, in the stories and things like that. I mean, even in Hunger Games, it's like, right on the very end in what might as well be a secret scene. There she is. So, I think that's going to be it for this episode. There will be another one, and that will start on Murari's route. Murari's will be shorter, and we'll likely be using a guide just to make sure we don't fuck it up. Because we're going to cut out anything that's the same. So the first thing you'll see will be probably when Fuyu shows up. Or maybe even after that. That'll be the first thing you see, because we're going to just skip through everything that's the same. And we will upload all the new stuff, like what Murari's route. And I do wonder if Murari goes into heat or something in this, or if that's specifically Fuyu's side of it. I don't know what's different. So, but we are going to do it.
Murari already started making advances on you before that. It
Yeah,
just depends
this is the
on
thing.
who you go
We
for.
kind of accidentally went down Fuyu's route, but I'm kind of glad that we did, because it's actually really sweet when you break down her walls and stuff.
I think that this game is very good as well, because you've got two very different characters that have very different approaches on things, and like the graphics are amazing and everything, and like the artwork, and I mean, he's complaining about the sound effects and stuff, so I don't know, because I can't hear them.
Sadly Angel can't hear them, but honestly the sound effects are hilariously out of
so
place.
that's the only criticism we really have.
It's a
'cause I
really
think
sweet
that
story,
the story is
and
very good and well written, and there's lots of detail.
Angel can tell you I've actually been pestering her to like sit down and play, because I didn't want to do it without her, because it's a romancy story. And to be quite honest, I'm not really one for reading stories, so I wanted to have Angel with me to do it, and I've been pestering her to come back and do it. And come on, I want to carry on reading the story. It's really good. So yeah, that's Wolf Tales for now. Likely tomorrow you'll get the first part of Murari's story. It might only be, this is taking 4 parts. It might only take 2, maybe 3 to do Murari's. If it's short, we might even get it done in 1. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then like and leave a comment down below. If you want to see more videos from me, then subscribe to join the clan. And ring that bell so you never miss a video. Thank you and goodbye!
Bye.